college experience. I'd love to open it up to questions from you guys. I'm sure that you have plenty. I think that we have translation somewhere, and if you're not speaking English, I'll just repeat the question. I see someone is very excited right there.
Good morning, everyone. Malala, my name is Federico, and I'm a global shaper from El Salvador and a proud feminist. My question for you is, what word of advice you hear around the world giving to girls and women that you actually don't agree with or challenge?
What advice that people give to women that I don't agree with? One thing I have heard is like, I go to some places and people say that, oh, like women are told to dress in a certain way, whether it's extreme religious or whether it's like the too Western kind of views, and I think some people think that women are if women dress in a certain way, then that's not their choice, or whether it's like it shows too much or it hides too much. And I think it's important to realize that this is, when we talk about feminism, we talk about women, their empowerment, and their independence. And it should not be the decision of anyone else to tell women how to dress, how to speak, how to act, how to walk, how to talk. As long as it's that woman's decision, as long as it's her choice, it is okay. There is not a standard that defines, okay, women, you dress this way, you talk this way, then okay, it ticks all the boxes of feminism or women's rights, and this is how you should dress. No, I think we should leave it to women's decision, whatever job they want to do, how they want to dress, how they want to talk. And I think we have to keep pushing for this.
That's good.
Thank you. My name is Alicia. I'm a mother of 2 young girls. We live here in Switzerland, which is quite a privileged place. We love your stories. They have your books and seen your movies.
Thank you.
And I asked them if I could ask one question to Malala, what should I ask? And they said, why did you fight so hard to go to school? Mm-hmm. And I think that that's a question we probably all know the answer to. But how do I explain to young girls who are in a privileged position, first of all, why is it so important to go to school? And how do we teach them the empathy when they come from such a privileged place so that they can recognize, that not everybody is in the same position as them?
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for getting the book. It's called Malala's Magic Pencil. And what I wanted through this book was to inspire young children that they can bring change. They can use their voice, any skill or they have, whether it's art, whether it's painting or anything, they can change the world. So girls' education was important to me because when I was 11 years old, it was January 2009 when the Taliban announced on FM radio that no girl is allowed to go to school. And that was the moment when I realized that education was more than reading books and doing homework. It was about the empowerment of women, which the extremists realized before anyone else. They knew that women get empowered through education. They were not against these books and things. They were actually against women being empowered, women standing equal to men, women doing jobs, women being independent, women making their own decision. That was their problem. And they knew that women get that when they have education. So they recognized the importance of education, which unfortunately many leaders don't and many people don't. And that is why they stopped girls from going to school. And for me, it was shocking because I wanted to become a doctor at that time. And I knew that if I don't go to school, I won't be able to become a doctor. I would stay inside the house because for women to go outside, like education is in a way, in patriarchal societies, it is harder for women to go out, to earn for herself if she does not complete her education and can get a good job. But also, I was thinking that if I don't go to school, then it means I would get married at the age of 13 or 14. I would become a mother, become a grandmother, will have children, and just stay inside the 4 walls of these houses, and I would never get the opportunity to be myself, to be an individual, to be a woman. And that is something that I just could not imagine for a second. So I think it would be important for children to read stories of girls who have struggled for their education. There are many stories out there. On Malala Fund, we share stories of girls who are fighting for the right to go to school. So education is really empowerment for women. Education is a way for them to have their rights.
Oh, thank you. You are a great inspiration for me in my work. I'm from Colombia, and I work for an NGO called Colombianitos. We use sport as a tool for social development. We educate kids in soft and peace-building skills. We also have a girl empowerment program for girls who are living surrounded by poverty and also violence, Some of them are victims of our armed conflict. So I just would love for you to give a message for those kids, for those girls, that they can change, to encourage them to study and also to believe that they can change their future.
Well, thank you so much for your question, and also thank you for all the work that you are doing. I think my message to girls and to boys and to everyone is always that they should believe in themselves, believe in their voice, believe in their actions, and they are the future and they are the present. So they make up the community, and each and every action they take matters. It has an impact on the society. So they must get involved. They must try to help as many children as they can, and they should also focus on their own studies. So tomorrow they can also invest that, what they have got through education, they can invest that in their community, and it just grows, it just accelerates and multiplies. So and I'm sure that you are doing great work, and you will be inspiring them already. Thank you.
Are there any students out there? Are you a student?
Good morning. My name is Camilla, and I'm also a student. And obviously, Malala, you are such a role model for so many people and women, including myself. And I was just wondering, do you have a role model?
Well, thank you so much for your question, Camilla. My role model has always been my father. And when we talk about feminism in men, I think he is the example that I can give. Firstly, because when I was born, and he named me after the Malala Yousafzai, who was the Afghan hero, and his vision was that she was the only Pashtun woman who was recognized by her own name. We don't have any other Pashtun woman hero. We don't know any except Malala. So he named me after her, and just with the vision that there was a Pashtun woman who was known for her heroism, who stood up and raised her voice. But also, like, when his cousin made a family tree and he brought it and it was all men's name, and my father wrote my name on a family tree, the first girl's name on a family tree. And so he was challenging society, he was challenging norms, he was challenging those taboos at each and every point in his life. He was not just speaking or writing an article, he was actually doing. He was a feminist who was taking action. So if he had not allowed me, I would not have been able to be here. I would not have been able to speak out. There were many girls who wanted to speak out during terrorism in Swat Valley, but their parents stopped them. Many girls wanted to do something, but their brothers did not allow them. So I'm really grateful to my father that he allowed his daughter to be herself, and also to my mother. She is a courageous, brave woman who tells both me and my father to continue campaigning for women's rights and girls' education, and then all the great people we had in our history, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela to Benazir Bhutto, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and many others, but also the girls who I meet in camps, in in schools, in the trips I make, their stories always stay in my heart, and they inspire me to continue my work for education.
We're running just a little bit over since we started late, but I think we probably have time for one more question, and somewhere right there.
Sorry, my name's Joey. And obviously you've embraced your own education in both the UK and Pakistan. And I was wondering, when you began your secondary education in the UK, if your approach to learning changed, or if for you learning has always been the same and will always be the same?
I think there is a big difference between education in Pakistan compared to the UK. And one was that in Pakistan, the subjects are science, maths, history, Pakistan studies, and Islamic studies, and Urdu language, while in the UK, they had subjects like drama, like physical education, like music, and like cooking. And I said, wow, like, are these even subjects? These are considered to be like the extra work, which is not, you're not supposed to do them at school. So it just opened my mind to what education can actually mean, that if you are getting to school, it doesn't mean you have to become a doctor or engineer. Like, education is actually learning and just finding out about yourself. And if you want to be an athlete, if you want to be a musician, if you want to be an artist, it's your choice. You shouldn't be forced to become a doctor or engineer because that's the only good thing to do. So it opened my mind in terms of that. Also, I did critical thinking as a subject, and I just thought, it is amazing. Like, everyone should know critical thinking, because especially in the time right now when there's like fake news, like, people should have critical thinking, that they know where the information is coming from, who is giving this information, look at the expertise of the person, any vested interest. All these things are just crucial. And and also the teaching environment, like in schools, they have PowerPoints, they have computers, students have access to iPads and other technology, and something that maybe is taken for granted here, but in our school we had only a whiteboard and a marker and just books. We didn't have access to computer. But it is changing now. There's technology is going into school, but technology can actually help a lot in education, digital learning. It can help in e-learning. Students who can't have access to school, maybe it can help those students as well, where they can learn online. So I have seen a big difference, and I think from that what we can learn is that how can we use these resources, this technology, in helping children who are in refugee camps, in helping children who are in the developing countries and need access to quality education.
We might actually have room for one last one right there.
Hello, my name's Anita. I'd like to ask, my question goes a bit to the question before. What can you say about the importance of educating young boys to accept women's equality?
It is crucial. It is so important, because at the end of the day, when we talk about feminism and women's rights, we're actually addressing men. And we want them to recognize that that women should be accepted, that women should not be prevented, women should not be stopped from a role just because they're women, that talent should be appreciated, their skill should be appreciated. So I think men have a big role to play. Again, as I mentioned about my father, if he was not there and if he had not allowed me to speak, I would not have been here. And also now I see my brothers, and they're completely different, like their views are different. They accept their sister being a bit bossy. They accept their sister going to school, which was something that I still hear stories where I see that there is this young brother and all the older sisters, and like he's dominating the family, and he's telling his sisters like how to dress and don't go out and don't do this and like cover your hair or don't know these things. So I think we have to teach young boys how to be men, because that's what, to me, like, in order to be a man, you have to recognize that all women and everyone around you have equal rights as you, and that you are also part of this movement for equality.
Well, thank you guys for all your questions, and thank you, Malala, for joining us. It was really wonderful to hear all your thoughts. Thank you.